Welcome to Stacks and Stuff. I hope everybody out there is having a great day today. Now, I always like to start things off by thanking each and every one of you for stopping by and watching. And if you happen to be new to my channel and you like what you see, consider hitting that red subscribe button down there. I'm going to be making a lot more videos, and I always love to have new people along for the ride. Alright, today we're going to be talking about what is inside of here. And no, it's not Pringles. But let us take a moment to appreciate this old, and one might say, vintage Pringles container. Isn't that cool? Now, I'm not exactly sure how old this Pringles container is, but I do know it's from the early 80s at least. It's been in my family as long as I can remember. And I'm sure you're asking, well, what's inside? If you read the title of the video, I'm sure you already have a good guess of what's inside this Pringles container. So, let us stop stalling and take a look. Check it out. This is a old container, let me tell you. And we've got inside some wheat pennies. That's right. Now, as long as I can remember, my father would always put any wheat pennies he'd come across in this Pringles container. Now, I've got a bunch of coins separated and bagged up here because these are all the coins I've already searched through looking for key dates, and haven't found any key dates, but I did find a lot of error coins. Die chip errors mainly, and I mean a lot. And we'll be going over those in just a moment. But first, a little background. The wheat penny 1-cent coin was produced by the United States Mint from 1909 to 1958. Its name comes from the design on the reverse side of the coin, which features a sheaf of wheat on each side of the phrases 1 cent and United States of America. Across the top was the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. On the obverse of the coin, we have a wonderful depiction of the U.S. President Abraham Lincoln and the phrase "In God We Trust," the word liberty, and the year in which the coin was produced. Okay, now that we got a little bit of background out of the way, I would like to briefly talk about the most unusual penny ever produced by the United States Mint. That being the 1943 wheat steel penny. Also known as the 1943 silver penny, but don't let that fool you. There is no silver in these coins whatsoever. They are made of steel and plated with zinc. Now let's just give a little background on these steel pennies. The 1943 silver-colored penny is a wartime coin issue, made of steel and coated with zinc. During World War II, the war effort required a lot of copper to make shell casings and munitions. In 1943, the U.S. Mint produced the penny out of zinc-plated steel to save copper for the war effort. So most 1943 pennies are silver-colored but made of steel. Alright, and here are a couple good examples of the 1943 steel wheat penny. This one here in really good shape. Beautiful coin. 1943, and this here 1943S. This one here in great condition. Look at that. Wonderful stuff. Unfortunately, these coins, even in this condition, aren't worth that much. But I would like to take a look at some key dates that you want to be on the lookout for that could be worth some big money. So let's take a look. Okay, I got a list here of 5 key dates you want to keep an eye out for. Number 1 would be the 1909S. Number 2, 1909S VDB. Number 3, the 1914D. Number 4, the 1922 plane. And number 5, the 1931S. And here are some other wheat pennies that could bring you some big money. Number 1 is the 1917 double die. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000. Number 2 is the 1955P DDO. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $4,000 to $16,000. Number 3 is the 1922D No D Strong Reverse. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $12,000 to $30,000. Number 4 is the 1944P Steel Wheat Penny. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $50,000 and up. Number 5 is the 1944D Steel Wheat Penny. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $60,000 and up. Number 6 on the list is the 1958P DDO. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000. Number 7 is the 1943 Bronze. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $300,000 and up. And number 8 on the list is the 1943S Bronze. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $500,000 and up. Number 9 is the 1944S Steel Wheat Penny. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $700,000 to $1 million. And number 10 is the 1943D Bronze. Depending on condition, that could bring you anywhere between $800,000 to $2 million. So, it never hurts to check your change, and if you got some wheat pennies, go ahead, go through them, see if you have any of these key dates. Hey, you just might have something big. Well, alright, so we got a little background on both the copper wheat pennies and the steel wheat pennies. We went over some key dates that you might want to be on the lookout for. Now, earlier I mentioned how I went through some of these wheat pennies looking for key dates, and unfortunately I haven't found any as of yet, but I still have this pile to go through. But when I was going through those, I did manage to find a bunch of error coins. Now, there were a lot of die chip errors, or die cut errors if you will. And one of the most common ones was a BIE error. And that is where a die chip landed in between the B and the E on Liberty. Now, I got some pictures here I'm going to show you. So relax, so you get a closer look. But yes, it was very common for die chips to happen, and the most common one was the BIE error. And I'll show you guys exactly what that is. And here is a great example. As you can see, the gap between the B and the E in Liberty is completely filled. And it is filled with a die chip. This is known as a die chip error or a die cut error. And it is quite common, especially amongst these wheat pennies. I've been finding a lot. So it gets the name BIE error because it kind of looks like a B and an I and an E in Liberty because of the die chip. Well, there it is. The wheat penny. A classic when it comes to American currency. That's all I got for you guys today, but I would like to once again thank each and every one of you for stopping by and watching. And like I said before, if you happen to be new to my channel and you liked what you see, please hit that red subscribe button down there. I'm going to be making a lot more videos, and I always love to have new people along for the ride. Also, if you can, hit that thumbs up. It really helps support my channel, and it helps get my videos into those algorithms. Alright guys, with that being said, I'll see you around on the streets of YouTube. And until next time, take care.